What's up, everybody? It's Lucius, going on my third ride of the season. Got GoPro here, and I'm trying out a new mic. Also fixing my camera angle, because last time I was pretty much pointing at the ground most of the time. It's a little bit cool out, about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Not too bad, but definitely could be a little warmer. Alright, so see how this goes. I'm gonna ride around, go to a couple errands. And see how this mic works out for us. Definitely off. Can't see crap behind me on the left side. I love the wave. Love the bikers do that. Don't always get it from the non-sport bike crowd, but this area everyone's pretty accepting of every type of bike rider. I'm definitely not a hooligan or anything. I'm not doing wheelies down the street or hitting the rev limiter every chance I get. So I've managed to hook up a Bluetooth, this GoPro, and also a microphone for the GoPro. So yeah, I'm pretty well set. I can do most of the same things that I would do in a car, except to enjoy my ride a lot more. Well, maybe I got time to fix my mirror now. This time of year, though, you definitely don't want to be too close to the cars in front of you. After this harsh winter, we got potholes everywhere, and I want to make sure I have time to avoid them when I can. Seen a couple that I think would actually cause a wreck, at least on a motorcycle. Definitely a little bit on the cool side right now. I sort of wish I put my liner in the jacket here. This is a summer weight jacket, so it's very breathable. Definitely looks like I got the camera angle better this time. Still feel like I could point it up a little bit more, but we'll see how it looks when we're done. But I'm really just preparing for a trip in a little less than 2 months. I'll be going down to Tennessee, riding around Blue Ridge Parkway, Deals Gap, Diamondback, a lot of the hot spots for motorcycles down that way. Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery. Well, Insight's missing his tire skirt there. That is one huge bike rack on the back of that thing. Unfortunately, where I live, there's not a lot of great roads nearby to really have a lot of fun. going to start doing some more searches for good roads once the weather turns about 15-20 degrees warmer. Been on the road for about, what, 4 or 5 minutes now, and already seen 2 other bikes, so that's cool. Realized with the visor closed, I can't actually see the little red light flashing on the back of the camera. Really, it's mounted right on the very front of the helmet. It's out of the way, it still gives a good point of view. Definitely feel it's one of the best locations for a helmet cam. Actually, it's not the visor. It's the fact that I pointed it up a little bit more. Mini Cooper S. That is actually one of the vehicles I would like to be driving. Got personality, can handle the curves. Pretty quick for a small car. Kind of expensive for a small car too. Did the little build your own on their website last night. Came out to about $30,000. And that was not with all the check boxes, but still quite a few. Still enjoying this CBR500R. Does alright on the highway, very nimble, can definitely flick it back and forth through the curves. Got enough power for around town. Not going to compete with the Super Sport. Still plenty for me right now. Definitely looking to upgrade at some point to something like the FZ07 from Yamaha. Even at about 57 miles an hour. Hopefully you can still hear me okay with this new microphone. Got some nasty potholes coming into the bank here, so I gotta try to avoid them the best I can. Not to mention a little loose gravel. These tires are still pretty cold. Look at that, 600 miles exactly. So I'm exactly 100 miles past my 500 mile service. So I do have that scheduled for next week. Thursday I'll be taking it in for that service. It's supposed to be about $100. Doing oil change, lube the chain, kind of check everything over, which is great. And make sure everything's good for my trip. And here we go. Plenty of get up and go. Plenty. I love having a fuel gauge. had some older bikes in the past that didn't have that, so you really had to go based on mileage and use the reserve switch and everything. I was tempted to go to the Harley dealer, which is the closest motorcycle shop around here, just to see what kind of gear they got. But the fact is, I am on a extended lunch break right now, and my time's really already up. Might need to invest in some Rain-X anti-fog for the inside of this visor. Every time I stop, if I'm talking, it gets all fogged up on me. Yeah, get out of my way. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, in Ohio, there is no lane splitting, there is no filtering. I can't just work my way up to the front of this line, even if it is only one car. People around here would be pretty pissed off. No problem with the camera. So when I got my clutch in, because I'm still in first, my hand's got to go all the way around the camera to open the visor. It'd be cool if this had a temperature gauge as well. It does have time, which is nice. Lunch hour should have been over at 1. Go on. I don't feel like sitting in first this time. So if you're new to motorcycles, I will say that the CBR500 is a great starter bike. Very easy to handle, has enough power so you won't get bored too quickly, like you might on a 250 or a 300. But it's not crazy, it's not going to scare you. Even on the highway, doing 80 or 90, which it'll easily do, it still feels very stable. It's not a wheelie machine, so if you give it too much gas, it's not just going to pop the front wheel up. And I know it can be done, people have done it, but I am not a wheelie monster. And honestly, at 220, I make it a little harder for this bike to do that. I'm about 5'10", 220. So I'm, you know, not as ideal as a lot of the motorcyclists out there, especially of the hooligan variety. But I just enjoy riding. It's a fun bike. Love to find some good roads. And on my trip in just a couple months, I'll be recording all of that. Put it up on YouTube for everyone to see. Maybe capture some good sights. My brother will be meeting me there. He has got a older SV650. Seems like every day he's putting a little more money into it. And I think every motorcyclist revs their engine when they go underneath an overpass like that, or go through a tunnel. It's like a requirement. I'm sure this is kind of a boring ride for everybody, and I'm new to vlog, Moto vlog, Moto vlogging. Can't even say it right. So no, I'll get a hang of it, figure out what I need to talk about and such. You can always tell me in the comments what you'd like to hear. Anything about Ohio or the bikes I've ridden, about being a new rider. I'm not exactly new anymore. I've been riding since 99. I have had a few years where I did not have a motorcycle. But I think this is the 5th one, if I remember correctly. Police have been on this road a couple times over the past week, so definitely don't want to get my speed up too much. This also seems like it's the coolest portion of my trip. There it goes right through this jacket. This is a Tourmaster. It's another thing I can do, is talk about some of my gear. Looking into getting some new boots soon, but everything else I'm pretty well set on. I've got a nice Bell helmet, I've got a Tourmaster jacket, got these gloves, which I actually forgot the brand on them. I'll have to look. And that's it. Thanks for joining in.